Dr. Peter Glidden, your steadfast advocate for health. Thanks for your time. It's Alzheimer's Awareness Month, and I'm not backing down here. Alzheimer's, as far as I'm concerned, is a nice little microcosmic example of the greater problem in medicine in the 21st century. The numbers are startling, right? 1 in 3 seniors dies from Alzheimer's. The incidence of deaths from Alzheimer's has increased by 123% in the last 15 years. We're spending exorbitant amounts of out-of-the-pocket money for care for seniors with Alzheimer's disease. We're being turned into a nanny state. 1 out of 60 children now born autistic. They need extra money, extra care, extra man hours. And the numbers here for Alzheimer's, 6 million people now living with it, and by 2020, the estimation is 14 million, and I think that's conservative. And that's just in the United States. This is a wave of an epidemic, of biblical proportions of 14 million people by 2050. You've got to be kidding me. And while this is happening, nobody, and I mean nobody, but myself and a handful of my colleagues, points the finger of blame where the finger of blame is due. The Alzheimer's epidemic is due to the conventional medical monopolization of the marketplace. In 1912, Congress granted the American Medical Association exclusive control over who could and who couldn't call themselves a doctor. The MDs and the pharmaceutical industry were put into first place. They exerted a hostile takeover of the medical system, and they've been there ever since. This monopoly has been in place for so long that people forget that it's a monopoly. People look around and they see the only medicine practiced in their hospital, the only medicine they do research at their university, the only medicine, by and large, their medical insurance pays for is MD-directed medicine. So therefore, the socialized thought process is, well, the MDs must be better at what they do than everybody else. And that's not the case. The medical doctors are in first place because they legislated themselves there. And while they have been in exclusive control over the development and the delivery of medicine for the last 108 years, calling my profession and everybody who is not them a quack, Alzheimer's has skyrocketed. It happened on their watch. It's their fault. But nobody is calling them out because everybody thinks, incorrectly, that the medical doctors own the secret decoder ring to all things medical. And if they can't figure it out, well, nobody can. And everybody else is a back-of-the-bus quack with substandard, pseudoscientific treatments. Of course, this is just, medical race baiting, as far as I'm concerned. And you need to have a better perspective on this, right? You need a better perspective on this condition because chances are pretty high that someone in your family is going to get Alzheimer's disease. In the neighborhood that I live in, within 5 miles of my house, in 2 directions, 5 miles south of my house and 5 miles east of my house, there are gigantic elder care, 1,000-bed facilities that were just completed. Then this is a trend that's happening all around the country. This is a reflection of the complete, utter, and total failure of conventional medicine. Complete, utter, and total failure of conventional medicine. It's not going to take more MD-directed research. It's not going to take more research into genetics. If you're waiting for the medical doctors to come up with a solution for this, you're going to be waiting a long, long time. It happened because of their therapeutics, because of their philosophical orientation on how the human body works and the relationship between the human body and disease. I'm here to tell you there is a gigantic relationship between the incidence of Alzheimer's, statin drugs, fat-free diets, and exercise. That's right. Statin drugs, fat-free diets, and believe it or not, exercise. You want to learn more? Click through to the video that I've produced that explains all of this at the end of this little diatribe. For goodness sakes, ladies and gentlemen, the best place to hide something is in plain sight. The Alzheimer's epidemic is the fault of conventional medicine, and for a cure for Alzheimer's, for prevention for Alzheimer's, we need to look someplace else other than allopathic, pharmaceutical centrist, MD-directed, monopolistic, Machiavellian medicine. I am, and always will be, God willing and the creek don't rise, your steadfast advocate for health, Dr. Peter Glidden. See you around campus.